Making the House Ready for the Lord by Mary Oliver. Dear Lord, I have swept and I have washed, but still nothing is as shining as it should be for you. Under the sink, for example, is an uproar of mice. It is the season of their many children. What shall I do? And under the eaves and through the walls, the squirrels have gnawed their ragged entrances. But it is the season when they need shelter. So what shall I do? And the raccoon limps into the kitchen and opens the cupboard while the dog snores. The cat hugs the pillow. What shall I do? Beautiful is the new snow falling in the yard, and the fox who is staring boldly up the path to the door. And still, I believe you will come, Lord. You will. When I speak to the fox, the sparrow, the lost dog, the shivering sea goose, know that really I am speaking to you whenever I say, as I do all morning and afternoon, come in, come in. Mary Oliver's poem describes the frantic preparation, the waiting, the never being ready, the endless tasks and the insurmountable slog of making and keeping house, the feeling that nothing is as shining as it should be. Nothing is ready. We are not ready, but what shall we do? Christmas is coming regardless. Christmas is coming. The little baby Jesus is soon to arrive, no matter what you have done or not done. Christmas will come, and you cannot stop it. And so you might as well open your door and say, come in. One of the central themes of the entire biblical narrative is a call towards hospitality, towards welcome, towards letting in. Mary Oliver takes this to an extreme, letting in the mice under her sink with their many babies, born pink and naked as we are, allowing them to take shelter and therefore to survive in her proverbial stable. Not only are the squirrels nesting in the walls, the raccoon has let himself into the kitchen and is making himself a sandwich, surely leaving a few crumbs for the mice. The dog and the cat, already established residents of the home, do nothing to deter the continued arrival of pitiful creatures seeking shelter from a bitter, cold, life-threatening world. They continue and continue to arrive, and so the poet lets them in, sighing, "What shall I do?" All that inextricable web of interdependent creation contains within it a spark of divinity. And so when we encounter creation, its whole or just a part, we are speaking to the divine within. Know that really I am speaking to you, Lord, whenever I say, come in. We are called to protect, to shelter the most vulnerable of divine creation, to say, come in, ready or not, come in. I am currently acquainting intimately with frantic preparation, that feeling that nothing is enough, that it will be impossible to clear the path to be ready in time for whatever it is that is coming. And so I am thinking about Christmas. I'm thinking about Christmas, how it arrives again and again, year after year, no matter what we do or don't do, or how we feel, or how broken our hearts are, or how bitter and grumpy our mood. Christmas comes regardless. And I don't mean the shopping and the presents and the glut, though, of course, there is also that. But Jesus comes again and again, and we hear the story, and we are reminded that even if God must be born in a barn, God will be born. God will arrive earthside to live among us and know what it is, truly, to be human, fleshy, vulnerable, sensitive, because that is what is meant to happen, no matter what. I love thinking about Jesus, the human being. Jesus, who cried as an infant for the comfort of his mother. Jesus, who grew into a little boy, all skinned knees and laughing mischief and boundless energy. Jesus, who became a man with a deep conviction of his purpose in the world, who experienced the human emotions of anger and frustration and even despair, who knew love and loved the world despite its failings and then died at its hands. Human Jesus, who probably stubbed his toe and blurted out a curse for pain, who probably got a stomach bug or bouts of gas and suffered through the common cold. Human Jesus, who knew just how hard it is to be a human being, how so often we feel that all we do is never enough, but we will die anyway, regardless. And so what shall we do? What shall we do? We shall sweep and wash and grumble and moan and complain and laugh at the absurdity of it all and love who we love. And we shall know sorrow as well as joy. And we shall say, come in. We will fight against a world that urges us to close our doors and lock them tight, that tells us to be suspicious of the stranger and to look out for ourselves and ourselves alone. And instead, we will choose to let love in, to make a place of welcoming hospitality for love in an unloving world. Loving Creator God, Spirit of life, I still believe you will come. Even though we are not prepared and nothing is as it should be, nothing is as good as you deserve. Creator, we need you here on earth, loving, merciful, gracious, and grace-filled Spirit of life. We need you to ignite the spark that exists within each of us. The world is suffering, despairing, slipping. All creation is crying out in the darkness. We need now more than ever, and just as much as we always have, to grasp on to unshakable hope that a more just and loving world is possible, despite all evidence to the contrary. We are beloved creation, made of the infinite universe of cosmic matter, star stuff, the star stuff, the very dust of which we are made, the shining spark of the stars calling us to a higher purpose. Oh, but we forget. Lord, how we forget. We forget how precious each one of us is, how each baby born to earth is holy and sacred, truly is. How deeply we have forgotten what Jesus tried to teach us those 2,000 years ago, that humankind deserves and has the capacity to live in a state of eternal love, harmony, and perfect peace. when the loud roaring din of our billions of egos and jealousies and comparisons and stingy, mean-spirited, spiteful, greedy choices, this human fallibility that is as inherent as our divine origin, that seemingly perpetual tendency to give in to our lesser demons rather than listen to the call of our better angels, that which some call sin, which consumes us and allows the powerful to profit off our despairing self-centeredness. And so we forget, Spirit of life, whose pure essence is love, that we are made from the matter that makes up the universe, whose pure essence is love, and that we can make a better world inspired by and rooted within that divine spark which exists in each of us. So though we are not prepared, nor are we deserving, we will open wide our doors and we will let love in. We will let love in and we will marvel in wonder and shout for joy, and we will feel, even if only for the briefest of moments, that the world and all of her creation can live together in perfect peace, lasting harmony within this perfect love. We are flinging wide open the doors of our hearts, and we are calling out into the darkness, expecting a great light, and we are shouting, "Oh, love, come in, come in. Let love come in at Christmas. Come in, come in, come in." Amen, and blessed be.